This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. It's 11/22/23, show 543. Nvidia reports, Nick.
Yep, Nvidia reported. That's the highlight of the week, so to speak. The stock right now is trading down by 3%. That's about a 15-point decline. It's not a horror show for the stock. The company reported great earnings as expected, but it just ran up, I believe, into a lot of traffic at the 500 level. It's pulling back a little bit today, but keep an eye on it. Nothing really wrong with the chart, even though it's having sell-off after the earnings announcement.
All right, so today, for the pre-holiday session, we always see lighter volume.
Yes, and that is exactly what we have going on here today. In fact, the entire week has been filled with light volume. Light volume favors a buoyant market. We never really look for much of a decline. With the light volume tape out here, as you know, markets will be closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving. And then on Friday, we have a half-day session. Expect more light volume at that point in time as well.
Hey, we talked about these holiday crashes. We haven't seen one in a while. I personally was surprised that we made it through October with no crash, Nick. But I think when they get ready to make their final move, we're going to see a Christmas crash.
Well, you never want to rule anything out in this environment. I mean, we have geopolitical events going on like we haven't seen in probably 60 years. You have lots and lots of money printing going on. Whether you want to say it's quantitative easing or not, we know that the banks were essentially bailed out in March earlier this year. So there are lots of things. I'm not particularly looking for a crash this year, but you never know what can happen. You always got to keep your eye on the ball, especially in this kind of environment.
All right, so like crude is selling off again. What's the deal there?
Yeah, the chart on crude is very, very weak. You know, remember, even when we were first getting problems out of the Middle East, I had said I would be short crude, but I'm not shorting in this environment with, you know, Middle Eastern tensions. And the Middle Eastern tensions are still going on, but crude is selling off again. Crude did have a 2-day bounce earlier this week, but you know, this is now coming back down. I think we're going to go test $69, and I think we'll get there rather quickly. If crude does not hold that level, it's going down into the mid-50s, where it will make a definitive bottom. But right now, crude is very weak today, trading down by nearly 5%, and energy stocks are kind of on the weak side as well. So you want to be careful in the energy space. Crude is in correction mode.
Hey, big surprise, gold has been real strong, and with it, silver, too.
Yes, both precious metals, gold and silver, have really held up extremely, extremely well. Now, gold is not on breakout yet, but what I will say this, you're going to watch the pattern that takes place here, and if gold can consolidate and then it can crack above that 2100 level, it is on breakout. So I'm watching gold closely here. I'm not looking for a breakout just yet. I think the pattern where some consolidation needs to form, but it's holding up really, really well. Even today, I mean, it's barely down after having a big day yesterday. So gold is very, very strong right now. The dollar has been on the weaker side. And, you know, again, people are losing confidence in governments, and that's a positive tailwind for precious metals.
Well, my question is, Nick, what the heck took them so long?
Well, you know, Kerry, we live in a world of manipulation, and I have to think gold has been turned, twisted like a pretzel on more than one occasion. So, you know, again, if you're a long-term holder of precious metals, you sit right there in the pocket. If you're a trader like I am, and I'm a long-term holder of it as well, but, you know, I look for these patterns and I look for the breakouts. But I will tell you that gold will have its day in the sun, and we're probably not that far off.
Yeah, it seems like we're closer than further. Hey, finally, Bitcoin, so it's kind of hit this range, the mid-30s, huh?
Yeah, Bitcoin has kind of been in this range here. Obviously, every day we hear about the spot Bitcoin ETFs that are going to get approved at some point in time. We don't know if they are or they aren't. Right now, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt that Bitcoin can continue to climb higher because the chart is still strong. You had a bearish weekly pattern that failed. Best moves come from failed moves. So I'll give it the upside to 41,000 at this point in time. But I will tell everybody this, Kerry, when that spot Bitcoin ETF gets announced, whether it gets approved or it doesn't, it could be an old buy the rumor, sell the news type of event.
All right. Well, we're going to definitely be watching that one closely, right?
Absolutely. And again, it has a big effect on a lot of different other vehicles here, whether it's Ethereum or one of these other cryptos. So Bitcoin is a leader of the pack, and we'll see if if the SEC does approve it. But it's really out of the courts. It's in the SEC's hands. They haven't been crypto favors, but we'll see what they do.
You know what I always say, Nick? Beware of klepto-currencies.
Yes, I know you say that.
All right. Well, that is it for today. I think we'll probably take Friday off, family and all that. We both have obligations. But in the meantime, go over to Nick's site, inthemoneystocks.com. See how he's beaten the averages for decades. See his extensive trading record. The Twitter feeds are at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Emails are welcome, kl@kerrylutz.com. Write your comments on the YouTube channel below. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And Nick, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Kerry.